This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is the Sesamee Model 53311 closed shackle padlock. This is a 50mm wide solid steel lock with a chrome coating and a 9.5mm molybdenum alloy shackle, which of course is protected by this high shackle guard. Today we're going to see what it takes to pick into this, and then of course I will take it apart to show you what's inside. If we look at the bottom, we can see that there is an American lock style keyway. I usually deal with them using top of the keyway tension with a 50 thousandths pry bar and a standard hook in 18 thousandths. Nothing on 1. 2 is binding. Got a click out of 2, little bit of movement on the core. 3 is binding, got a click there. Click out of 4, nothing on 5 or 6. Back to the beginning, nothing on 1. Another click out of 2. Another click on 3. Click on 4, and nothing on 5. Click out of 1, dropped into a nice deep false set. Nothing on 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5 is binding, getting a little bit of counter rotation there. And it looks like we got it open. Okay, let's take this apart and see what's inside. To open this up, we have a Phillips screw down the shackle hole. And here is the core, and it looks like it has a brass anti-bypass wafer. I'm not sure I've ever seen one of these made out of brass before. Usually they're steel, and I'm not sure I agree with using such a soft material for the anti-bypass wafer. I suspect it would be considerably easier to punch through. Let's take this clip off the back of the core now. Okay, now we should just need a key in the follower, and hopefully this will come apart. Okay, let's start dropping these key pins out. Looks like a steel serrated key pin in slot 1, a brass standard in slot 2, a brass serrated in slot 3, a steel serrated in slot 4, a brass standard in slot 5, and slot 6 is not populated. And it also looks like we have a little bit of countermilling inside of each one of those chambers. Okay, let's get the driver pins out now. A steel standard pin in slot 1. A modified standard in slot 2, probably as an anti-bump pin. And I see that one also has a slightly stronger spring. So let me start taking these springs out. Yep, slot 2 is definitely our anti-bump chamber. A spool in slot 3. Spool in slot 4. And a spool in slot 5. Okay, looks like some pretty nice pinning in here. Let me give you a close-up of all of this. Okay, for our key pins, we have 2 steel serrated key pins in slots 1 and 4. Those help with drill resistance. Then we have a brass serrated in slot 3 and brass standard pins in slots 2 and 5. I suspect the 2 and 5 key pins aren't serrated only because they're too short for any serrations to come into play. Then for our driver pins, we have a standard steel pin in slot 1, an anti-bump pin in slot 2 with an extra powerful spring on top of it, and then we have spools in slots 3 through 5. Moving over to the core, we have countermilling in all 6 of the chambers, and we also have an actuator that is of a bypassable design. However, to deal with that, they have included an anti-bypass wafer, but made it out of brass, which is the first time I've ever seen that. I'm a little bit concerned about making an anti-bypass wafer from brass, only because it would be a little bit easier for a wafer breaker to bust through. In any case, that's all I have for you on this Sesamee Model 5 3311 closed shackle padlock. If you have any questions or comments about it, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.